Is 𝗛𝗶𝗀𝗀 Live, episode 3. If you hear my voice being a little gravelly, it's because I'm just a little bit under the weather, so bear with me. But we're here, we're going to talk, and if you're joining me, please let me know where you're joining me from. And I love to have some topics, questions that you want answered, so DM them to me for future lives. I'm going to be doing this at least twice a week. So welcome. And let's get into today's topic. This is episode 3 of 𝗛𝗶𝗀𝗀 Live, and this is going to be how to stop doom scrolling online about your upcoming hip replacement. So this is something that's really important. I've done it. Maybe you've done it. I know almost everybody goes through it. And here's what I'm going to ask you to do. This is going to be a very challenging task. It's not an exercise. It's not a fitness routine or anything to do with physical, but it is just not scroll endlessly for hours when you wanted one answer to a piece of the hip replacement puzzle. And this is going to be really challenging because one comment leads to another, and we go down this rabbit hole that's really hard to come out of. And it's so common to find things out, and the best way to do that is to go on to find out about peer-reviewed research to the answers to our questions, and then maybe we want to ask follow-up questions. So we do want to do research. I did tons of research before my first 2 hip replacements, and now 3 years post my second replacement, I know 10 times more than I ever did before. But the thing is putting your energy and your time and your concern into the topics and the information that needs your attention, because a lot of the other stuff is extraneous and will not apply to you, and you really don't need to be concerned about. So I want you to protect your emotions, your mindset, and your time and your attention. I'm Lorna Kleidman. If you don't know me, I'm a personal trainer and an 8-time world champion athlete who's had both her hips replaced due to osteoarthritis. And I want to help you on your journey, whether you're considering preparing for or recovering from hip replacement after you've had your formal physical therapy. And that's why I created 𝗛𝗶𝗀𝗀 for active adults. So one of the things that is going to drain your energy and your time significantly is when you go online to look for a simple question or an answer to a simple question. Maybe not so simple, just something like, okay, how much pain are most people in after their procedure? Well, there's really no such thing as most people, because it depends on your surgeon, the approach, your health, the medications that are given to you, the pain management protocol that you receive. There's so many things that go into it, but when you're searching for these types of answers or guidance online, you may read somebody's answer that says, I had hardly any pain, didn't have to take any pain medication, I just took Tylenol. And then another person's going to say, I am 3 months out and I'm still in pain. You're going to get the whole gamut, and that can be really scary. And then you're going to hyper focus on that because our brains are wired to focus on the negative, because that's how our brains have evolved to protect us. That totally makes sense. But we want to put a limit on how much we're going to go down that rabbit hole. So just gather the information and understand that 2 people can be of the same age, fairly same health and fitness levels, go to the same surgeon, but one may have a really good outcome and get back to their activities, their workouts, their gardening, their pickleball, their hiking, their traveling within a few months, while the other person may have some complications, some setbacks, may have to do physical therapy for longer, but that doesn't mean that that is indicative of your situation, because everybody's going to be different. So there are things you can do to prepare, but at the end of the day, there are myriad elements that go into the recovery process, and they all kind of work together. So it's not just doing one exercise that's going to guarantee that you're going to have a great recovery, or it's not one tool as part of your recovery toolkit that's guaranteed, right? Because we all come to the surgeon, we have different surgeons, different surgical approaches, different age, different fitness level, different hips. My hips, even though I was strong and fit, had good balance, my first hip especially was a mess due to osteoarthritis, just absolute mess. But I was able to still jog. I had a limp. I had lots of compensatory patterns, and I had no pain. So lots of people have pain, but their x-ray doesn't look so bad. Some people, their x-ray, they're bone on bone, they have bone spurs growing, but they don't have pain. They may have limited range of motion, but they're not up at night with pain like other people are. There's different types of arthritis, different severities of arthritis. So everyone goes in with a different scenario, and then everyone may come out with a slightly different scenario. The main thing that studies have shown is that those people who understand that they can be and that they are an active participant in their preparation and their recovery process are the ones who report better outcomes. So think about that. So it's not about being overly concerned or hyper-vigilant on the dramatic and oh my goodness, what could happen, or what if this thing happens to me, but being an active participant in your preparation and in your activity, in your recovery. So just remember that what the internet and these forums and these online places are, if two people, again, we have a scenario where two people are going into their procedure and one comes out and then within a few months they're able to get back to their activities, get back to the life that they love, and the second person has complications, has to continue with physical therapy, they still have pain, maybe they're feeling a leg length difference, they're going through lots of different challenges after the procedure. Which of these two people are most likely to be posting online? You know the answer to this. So the one who has the complications is looking for answers beyond what their physical therapist or their surgeon is providing them. They're looking for support. They're looking to know, when am I going to be out of pain? When were you out of pain? Let's talk. When were you off of the walker? Or what shoes did you wear? And what pain medication did you take? So people want that support. And yes, human nature, we want that support from others. So if you find yourself in that scenario, of course, you're going to seek out that help. But because people go through complications or difficult challenges more than others doesn't mean that that's the road that you're going to go down. We're all different. And what I suggest in this process, again, excuse me for my voice, just a little bit under the weather, but we're here and we're still sharing. So what I suggest is that you speak to your doctor, your surgeon, or the medical team, and be sure that you can communicate with them so that if a question comes up at any stage of the process of this journey, that you can contact them, email or call, and that you're going to get an answer. You can utilize somebody like me who has done the research and keeps abreast of the current research about different types of replacements. And then look at the peer-reviewed studies as opposed to going onto the forums first and foremost. And remember also that this journey has lots of ups and downs. Even though for those who have successful outcomes, there are good days where you're going to feel like you're making tremendous strides just overnight, and then you might have a setback where you're going to feel really frustrated and you're going to think, did I do something, or did something happen? Did I walk 2 minutes too long, and now I'm feeling tired and swollen and achy? It's all part of the process. So you need to be patient and follow the protocols as given, and just go along, be patient, and I'll be here to help you if you'd like to speak with me or work together. So I invite you to see the link that I'm going to post below to my Hip Ease online course for active adults who are either considering, preparing for, or recovering from hip replacement. And in addition to this online self-guided course, you can also work with me one-on-one in private training virtually. So check out Hip Ease book a call, let's talk, and we'll go from there. And as always, I'd love to have you DM me if you have any questions that I can use for the next episode of Hip Ease Live. All right, I'm gonna go rest my voice, and I will see you at the next one in a couple of days. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye.